10 Chief Meteorologist Sharon Ray with your Doppler 10 weather forecast.
Well, with August, we see the biggest increase in tropical activity on average, and you can see this is when we see the biggest activity increase all the way through September 10th, which is the peak of the tropical season. The reason why we see that increase is due to better developed African easterly waves. Those waves that come off the coast of Africa tend to have better conditions to develop in because we do have a lower wind shear as we go through August and into early September. So therefore, you don't have those stronger winds aloft that can tear the systems apart before they can develop. Also, sea surface temperatures continue to rise and they're coming in on their peak, which is in early September, and that gives those hurricanes fuel, gives them fuel to keep strengthening. And instability in the atmosphere is higher, gets those thunderstorms going within the systems and helps them to strengthen. So in August, where do we usually see these develop? Well, in the red colors here is where we see the highest amount of activity as we get into the Caribbean and northward to about Florida. But you can see this orange swath right here is also a very likely area that we often see storms, tropical systems in August, and you can see how they often curve and go just to the north of Corpus Christi. So of course, something that we keep an eye on very closely this time of year, and right now there's nothing that is of concern to us. We do have a tropical disturbance here. This one has now a 0% chance of developing further in the next 5 days. This one is the one we've been talking about the past few days. It does look like it's going to continue to develop, but by early next week, as it gets near the Lesser Antilles Islands, it's forecast to start weakening again, running into unfavorable conditions. So nothing out there to watch at this time that's going to be a concern for us, but of course, we'll keep an eye. Right now, we're seeing some sea breeze showers. As we know, that sea breeze gets started through the afternoon due to the difference in heating from land to the cooler water, and that can lift with that warming air over the land and cause showers. And today, well, we managed to get a few. There aren't very many out there, but if you're under one of these, you're probably appreciating the fact that there's a little rain and some cooler air with that. But across the Lone Star State right now, that's all we can find are those sea breeze showers. Elsewhere, it's hot, it's dry, and boy, it is steamy out there with many areas in the upper 90s to 100 degrees. Look at San Angelo at 90 or 101 right now. Here in the Coastal Bend, it's much of the same, 97 Kingsville to 89 at Port Aransas right now. And as we look to the temperatures over the next 24 hours, they're going to be a lot like today. Tonight we drop down to what's considered more normal in the Coastal Bend, 75 for the average. That is the average low this time of year in Corpus Christi, and into those mid to upper 70s to near 80 right at the beaches. And then tomorrow, more sunshine in the forecast, and except for a stray shower, it's a dry day. And we see those temperatures a lot like today, reaching 95 by 3 in the afternoon. The heat index up to 105 by 3 and staying over 100 through about 6 in the evening tomorrow, with those winds up to about 15 miles an hour. And high temperatures tomorrow again, a lot like today, and nearing 100 in the inland valleys, and that chance we could see a stray shower. The beach forecast is very low waves this weekend from tomorrow right into the weekend due to light winds out there, winds up to about 13 miles an hour, and that does make for good fishing conditions if you're heading out to do some fishing tomorrow. And for the Coastal Bender tournament, it looks good. The bays are looking just slightly choppy to an occasional chop. Again, through the weekend, not a lot of change. We see those temperatures in the mid to upper 90s, coast side near 80, those heat indices up to 108, and the wind not too strong. And that's because of this strong ridge of high pressure, which is going to continue to remain in place. Here's your 7-day forecast. As we look ahead, we see just a stray shower or two, and temperatures reaching those mid to upper 90s. I think the end of next week, it's going to start heating up a little bit more as that high pressure aloft strengthens.